Hello, I am Atia Jade Daniel, and I will be the one who will discuss about the evolution of lingerie.
The term lingerie is derived from the French word linge or linen, and it refers directly to the material from which is traditional underwear was made. Lingerie is basically classified into two types, hard and soft. So the lingerie's function and appearance have evolved alongside the evolution of the relationship between the dress and the body. In ancient times, the earliest mention of undergarments dates back to ancient Greece. Even then, the pieces of woolen cloth called an epidesmos was only wrapped around a woman's chest to support their breasts and secured at the back with pins. In ancient Rome, tight support garments known as mammillaria fascia were worn for functional rather than aesthetic purposes, mainly to make a woman's bust appear smaller. So in the Middle Age, loose undergarments such as chemise were worn by both genders to absorb any sweat and body oils, preventing their outerwear from getting stained. Toward the ends of 1500s, petticoats were worn under a dress to enhance the appearance of a tiny waist. By the mid-19th century, silhouettes had shifted to a more hourglass shape with extreme waist made by steel or whalebone corsets. The hoop skirt is another example of difficult to fit in undergarments. This circular wire cage served as a frame and foundation for the large crinolines and full skirts which were popular at the time. So hoop skirts became less popular as the volume of skirts decreased in the late 1800s. Corsets, on the other hand, were designed with skirt supporters to create a more subtle lift around the hips. So, frilly bloomers were popular at the end of the 19th century. A battery-powered corset that helps to strengthen internal organs, heal a weak back, and develop the chest were also introduced at the end of the 18th century. By the 1920s, an elasticized girdles had replaced constricting corset with brass, slips, and metal eyelets. Invented at the start of the 19th century, made it easier for women to tug and pull their corsets tight without ripping or ruining the garment itself. Half sleeves or two-piece sets were popular during the 20s. Underwear bras were first introduced in the 1930s, but due to metal shortages during World War II, they failed to gain popularity among manufacturers. In 1933, the full fashion double support bra was introduced for fuller-busted women featuring an extended band for added support. The first strapless bras, designed by Jack Glick, were introduced in 1946, providing women with an alternative to bustiers and corsets when wearing revealing necklines. Frederick Mellinger invented the push-up bra in 1947, giving every woman a better lingerie option and to give women the appearance of a bigger bust. In the year 1949, the newly introduced adhesive bra made backless dresses and plunging necklines even more versatile than strapless styles. By the mid-20th century, that is 1950, silhouettes had shifted to a more hourglass shape with extreme waist kinchi made possible by steel or whalebone corsets. Undergarments had evolved to include garter belts and stockings. Typically, the stockings were about knee-high and connected to the hose all the way at the waist with an embroidered ribbon. So lingerie sales fell in the 1960s as a new miniskirt silhouette necessitated a more practical combination of a matching polyester bra and panties, with tights to replace stockings and suspenders. Lingerie in the 1960s was playful and girly with lots of ruffles, frills, and bows. It was distinguished by dainty florals and soft pastel colors. So, Brazil released thongs in the 1980s to help women hide their panty lines when wearing tight clothes. The first signs of the 80s effect can be seen near the end of the 1970s. Colors became more opulent and daring. So in the modern day, the athletes who are tired of wearing workout clothes outside of the gym pushed the search for ultimate comfort to the forefront. Push-up bras and underwear bras were traded in for soft and breezy bralettes to provide light support in lacy fabrics. So lingerie has become part of everyday fashion, with fashion designers highlighting lingerie as an outerwear in many of their collections. Inspiration from the catwalk has fueled the trend on social media and high street fashion. People have become less afraid of revealing their lingerie in public as it has become more acceptable and desired.